Something I didn't realize until recently. I didn't just become a father when my son was born. I slowly stopped being the person I used to be. And this didn't happen all at once or dramatically. It happened slowly and over time. And I didn't notice any of this until I started to speak to people who knew me before I was a parent, before I started to raise an autistic child. So I've been connecting with a lot of old friends, people that I hadn't spoken to in years, some over a decade, people that knew me before life got complicated, before responsibilities, before stress, before I was someone's dad. And let me tell you, some of those conversations that I've had surprised me. And not because of what they said about themselves, but because of what they reminded me about myself, about me. They talked about who I used to be, how I used to talk, how I used to think, how my energy felt. And honestly, I sat there thinking, have I really changed that much? You see, parenting changes you. Everyone knows that. But raising a child with special needs changes you in a way that most people don't even talk about. Your focus shifts, your priorities, your worries and your routine all shift. And slowly, without you even noticing anything. You shift identity too. Not because you want to, and not because you choose to, but because survival mode doesn't leave much room for self-reflection. You stop asking, who am I becoming? And you start asking, how do I get through today? And then something else happens that we can all relate to. You start to withdraw. It's not intentional, but it does happen gradually. You stop replying to messages as quickly. You miss meetups. You cancel a lot of plans and you tell yourself, I'll reconnect later. And that later can be months or even years. And then, one day, you realize you don't even know who still knows you. Not the parent version, the version before all of that, the version that used to be you. And I think a lot of autism parents feel this, but we just don't say it out loud. And then there's something else that I've noticed. Sometimes we don't reconnect out of fear, afraid people will judge us, afraid that they'll think we've changed, or even afraid that they'll think we haven't changed, that we haven't grown. And most importantly, afraid that they won't understand our life, understand who we've become, understand what we deal with. So we stay in our bubble, and our bubble is comfortable, it's predictable, and predictable is comfortable. And this is where my son comes in, non-verbal, autistic. But he taught me something that I didn't even realize. I hadn't expected to learn this from him. You see, he doesn't have social fear most of us grow up with. He doesn't worry about, will people like me? Will they judge me? Are they judging me? Do I look awkward? If he wants something, he goes for it. If he feels something, he shows it. And if he's curious, he explores it. No hesitation, no overthinking, no second guessing. And watching him made me realize something very uncomfortable about myself. I spent years limiting myself because of some imagined judgment. And my son spent his life free from all of this. So I reached out to people again. Old friends, old classmates, people from years ago. And you know what shocked me? And understand this is the fear that a lot of us have. The fear that I had going in. And you know what happened? Not a single one of them judged me. Not a single one of them made me feel small. A lot of them, most of them, maybe all of them, were happy to hear from me. Some told me they were proud of me, proud of what I've become and what I'm doing. Some said they respected me, respected the journey, respected what I do. And some told me they admired the journey that I was on. And I sat there thinking, I almost never gave them the chance to say that to me, because I assumed they wouldn't. So here's what I realized. Sometimes the prison isn't life. It's the story that we tell ourselves about life. We assume people won't understand. We assume they'll judge us. We assume they've forgotten about us. But assumptions aren't reality. They're just fears dressed up as facts. And sometimes, all it takes to break that illusion is one conversation. Reconnecting with all of my old friends, my classmates, people that I've known for years and had lost touch with, didn't just bring them all back into my life. It also brought me back into myself. It made me realize that I'm not just a parent. I'm not just responsibilities. I'm not just stress. I'm still me, just older, stronger, wiser, more patient, more understanding. And my son honestly made me realize this. He made me realize that you can live your life without fear. And he didn't do that with words. He did that by showing me. So, thank you for the friends that connected, especially after such a long time. I really appreciate that. And for all you parents out there that's listening, try and reconnect. Have a conversation. See what actually happens. And that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you for listening. Until next time, take care.